Meghan Markle's first Thanksgiving as a British royal may have been a break from tradition, after all. It's an American holiday, but she was still cooking in the kitchen. On the eve of Thanksgiving, Meghan shared a meal with the members of the Hub Community Kitchen, with whom she created Together, our community cookbook to benefit the community affected by the Grenfell Tower fire in which more than 70 people died last year. Their meal was made up of recipes extracted from the cookbook, which has become a bestseller and made it possible for the project to stay open 7 days a week instead of the previous 2 days per week. Meghan put on an apron, and even cradled her baby bump, rolled up her sleeves and helped cook some vegetables and rice. She then helped the women pack 300 meals for the local community. Kitchen coordinator Zahira Zifian told reporters that Meghan has visited the kitchen privately on several occasions and bonded with the women really well. She's down to earth and she's come and supported the project. She's part of the group, Zifian said of the Duchess of Sussex. Below are 3 of the recipes that Meghan helped serve at Wednesday's visit. Extracted from Together, our community cookbook, Clarkson Potter. $16.99. To me, the way the table looks is as important as how the food tastes, writes Syed. I make sure there are always flowers on the tables at Almanar. And I make this dish often because it adds beautiful color to any meal. 9 ounces purple or waxy potatoes, scrubbed, cut into wedges. 7 ounces each beetroot and golden beetroot, peeled and cut into thin wedges. 12 ounces cabbage or butternut squash, de-seeded and cut into 3/4 inch wedges. 4 1/4 ounces baby carrots, scrubbed or regular carrots, peeled and cut into chunky strips. 6 ounces baby parsnips, scrubbed and halved, or regular parsnips, peeled and cut into chunky strips. 40 bsp extra virgin olive oil. 1/2 teaspoon red pepper flakes. 2 teaspoon dried oregano. 2 small red and or yellow peppers, de-seeded, cut into chunky strips or rings. 1 zucchini, sliced. 5 1/4 ounces Brussels sprouts, halved. 1 watermelon radish, halved and sliced, or 4 1/4 ounces daikon radishes, cut into 1 1/4 inch slices. 12 asparagus tips. Salt and pepper. 1. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. You will need 2 large baking tins. The vegetables need to be baked separately because of their different cooking times. Arrange the potatoes, beetroot, squash, carrots and parsnips in one of the tins, in a single layer. 2. Drizzle with 1 1/2 tablespoons of the olive oil, sprinkle with half the red pepper flakes and oregano and season with salt and pepper. Bake on the top shelf of the oven for 20 minutes. 3. Arrange the rest of the vegetables in the second baking tin in a single layer. Drizzle with the remaining olive oil, sprinkle with the remaining red pepper flakes and oregano, and season with salt and pepper. 4. When the rest tin of vegetables has cooked for 20 to 25 minutes, move it to the middle shelf and place the second tin on the top shelf. Cook both tins for 20 to 25 minutes, or until all the vegetables are tender but not mushy. My husband was born in Grenfell. His was one of the first families to move in, says Muhammad in the cookbook. I learned how to make this dish from his mother. It's traditional to serve it at Eid, the festival that marks the end of Ramadan. Don't worry if you can't find gum mastic dried resin used as flavoring. Sold in Middle Eastern shops and online. The dish works just as well without. 70 bsp melted ghee or vegetable oil. 2 onions, roughly chopped. 2 pounds. Lamb neck fillet or boneless lamb shoulder, cut into 1-inch pieces. 1/2 teaspoon gum mastic, Optional, 8 cardamom pods. Crushed 2 bay leaves, 1 quart chicken stock, 1 1/2 cups Egyptian short grain rice or long grain rice, 3 1/2 cups water, 3 pita breads, 1 tsp crushed garlic, 5 tsp tomato puree, 1/2 teaspoon ground cumin, 1 tsp white wine vinegar, salt and pepper. 1. Heat 3 tablespoons of veggie oil in a large sauté pan on a medium heat and fry the onions for 5 minutes. Add the lamb and fry for 10 minutes, until lightly browned. Until soft but not golden. Add the gum mastic, if using, cardamom and bay leaves, followed by the stock. Season with salt and pepper, bring to the boil and skim the foam on the surface. Lower the heat, cover and gently simmer for 1 hour, or 1 1/2 hours if using lamb shoulder, until tender. Meanwhile, wash the rice until the water runs clear, then drain. 2. 3. Heat 2 tablespoons of veggie oil in a heavy based pan on a medium heat. Add the rice and stir until all the grains are coated. Add 2 cups of the water and bring to the boil. Stir in January 2nd teaspoon of salt. Turn the heat to the lowest setting, cover and cook for 25 to 30 minutes, until the water has been absorbed and the rice is tender. Line a large baking sheet with baking paper. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. 4. Split the pita breads horizontally into 2 thin halves, then tear or cut them into bite-sized pieces. Spread on the baking sheet and bake for 10 to 12 minutes, turning them halfway through, until golden brown and crisp. Heat the remaining ghee oil in a pan on a medium heat. Fry the garlic until lightly golden. Add the tomato puree and fry for 2 to 3 minutes, stirring. Add the cumin and vinegar and stir for a few seconds. Add the remaining 1 1/2 cups of water, stir until well blended, season and simmer for 15 minutes until reduced and thickened. To assemble, spread the baked pita pieces on a serving platter, top with the rice, then add the lamb and some stock from the pan. Serve with extra stock and tomato sauce on the side. Drizzle some tomato sauce over the top. This recipe is a favorite of mine and always seems to please guests at the dinner table, writes Mtsa. The jeweled rice gives it a sweet, tangy, mouth-watering taste and although the dish takes a bit of time, it's pretty easy to make. It's worth it because the end result is so spectacular. For the chicken, 2 small ice cubes, generous pinch of saffron threads. Ground to a powder 2 tsp butter, 8 bone-in skinless chicken thighs or thigh with skin on. Pull off the skin and discard, 2 onions, peeled, 1 quartered, 1 thinly sliced, 1 teaspoon ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper, 3 cups water, 2 tsp ghee or vegetable oil, 2 tsp tomato puree, 2 tsp freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 tsp dried barberries. Place the ice cubes in a small bowl, sprinkle the crushed saffron over the top and set aside. Rinsed 1. As the ice melts, the saffron will slowly release its bright orange color and pungent flavor. 2. Melt the butter in a sauté pan on a medium heat and fry the chicken pieces for 5 minutes on each side, until lightly golden. Add the onion quarters, sprinkle with the turmeric, salt and pepper and cover with the water. Bring to the boil and skim any foam on the surface. Lower the heat, cover and simmer for 15 minutes. Turn the thighs and simmer, covered, for another 15 minutes. 3. Meanwhile, in a separate pan, fry this last onion in the ghee or vegetable oil for 10 to 15 minutes, until golden brown. Add the tomato puree and stir for a minute to coat the onion. 4. Set aside. remove about half of the stock and the onion quarters from the chicken pan. Reserve the stock for later, save the onions for a soup or a stew. Pour the saffron water over the chicken. 5. Add the fried onion and tomato puree mixture, the lemon juice and barberries and stir well. Turn the chicken thighs again and simmer, covered, for a final 15 minutes. 6. Cover and simmer for another 15 minutes. The sauce should be well reduced and glossy. If the sauce is too thin, remove the chicken and boil to reduce until thick. If it is too thick, add some of the reserved stock. Keep warm while you finish the rice. For the Barbary rice, 2 quarts water, 2 cups basmati rice, 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon dried crushed edible rose petals, 1/4 teaspoon ground cumin, 1/8 teaspoon ground cardamom, 1 tbsp salt, 5 tbsp ghee or vegetable oil, 1 onion. Finely chopped 25 grams dried barberries, rinsed and soaked for 15 minutes, chopped almonds and or pistachios, to garnish 1. In a large heavy-based pan, covered with a tight-fitting lid, bring the water to the boil. 2. Put the rice in a bowl and wash several times under running water, stirring gently with your fingers. Mix the cinnamon, rose petals, cumin and cardamom until well blended. 3. When the water is clear, drain the rice. Add the salt to the boiling water, then add the rice. 4. Set aside. Let the water come back to the boil, stir the rice and cook, uncovered, for about 7 minutes. It should be soft on the outside and slightly hard inside. Drain the rice. 5. Return the pan to the heat and add 3 tablespoons of the ghee or vegetable oil. Spoon half of the rice into the pan, then sprinkle with half of the spice mixture. Spoon the remaining rice on top and sprinkle with the remaining spices. Poke the handle of the spoon into the rice, making 5 holes to let the steam escape. Wrap the lid in a clean tea towel and place on top of the pan. Turn the heat to low and cook for 30 minutes. 6. For the rice garnish, heat the remaining 2 tablespoons of ghee or vegetable oil in a small frying pan on a medium heat and fry the onion for 10 minutes. Drain the barberries and squeeze out the excess water until golden. Add them to the onion and stir for 30 seconds, taking care as the barberries tend to burn easily. 7. When ready to serve, stir the rice gently with a fork to mix the spices evenly, and spoon onto a serving plate. Garnish with the onion and barberry mixture and sprinkle chopped almonds and or pistachios over the top. Serve with the chicken.